the great culture shift. And I'm guessing this is basically about the U.S. and all its struggles it's been going through. The great culture shift.
Things are changing. If you teleported someone from 10 years ago to today, their first impression would be that not much has changed. Phones got bigger, prices went higher, and GTA 6 still hasn't come out yet. What else?
Yeah, of course. GTA 6 still hasn't come out. Of course. Of course. That'll just continue being pushed down the road.
Us who have actually lived through that period, though, we know the truth. We know nothing is the same. A couple years ago, hip-hop was the biggest genre in the world. Now it's dead. Just yesterday, everyone was holding their tongue and staying PC. Now, nobody cares. Today, I want to answer the question on everyone's mind. What the fuck happened? These are the 5 stages of a culture shift.
I'm curious on what the heck he's talking about, because a lot of the stuff he's referencing, I don't even know.
Stage 1, beginning.
Welcome to the year 2014. We're here at the tail end of Obama's presidency. V-necks are cool, Instagram filters and Vine videos are at their peak.
Yeah, I never got onto Vines. I never got onto Vines. That's the thing. I've never been into the social media trends and everything. But yeah.
Got it!
On YouTube, the reels.
My name is Jeff.
Everyone is doing the Ice Bucket Challenge, and Happy by Pharrell Williams is the biggest song on the planet. The general vibe is, well, kinda joyful.
Well, there goes my this stream's gonna be taken down. It's a good thing this is the last thing. Yeah, it was a very happy feeling. I mean, things started to change. I mean, I was unhappy. Like that was the downfall. Was really Obama's presidency. I mean, not that he did bad things. It's just how he ran in the entire thing. It was a negative. Average negative. Like, sure, he did some good, but for the most part, he was the one that encouraged the downfall of society.
Yeah, you guys remember that? I mean, if Happy dropped today, it would flop diabolically, become a TikTok meme, and get categorized as coworker music all within a 48-hour window. Things wouldn't stay like this for long, though, as behind all the corny enthusiasm in the pop sphere, change was coming.
In the most unexpected form.
Hip-hop had at one point been a massively successful and influential genre. By the time 2014 rolled around, though, it seemed like those days were long gone, and that the once giant cultural force was on its last legs. Some may have disagreed, but the charts certainly seemed to point in that direction, as 2014 statistically marked the lowest presence the genre had had on there in a long time. Mainstream hip-hop was dead, and the genre needed a spark, a wave that would pull it back up to the center of everyone's attention. In another corner of society, though, that was already happening.
There is growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri.
Leading up to 2015, several disconnected examples of inequality had managed to cross over from online virality to nationwide outrage.
They're mad. I'm mad. We should all be mad, man. We should all be angry because of what's going on right now.
We are asking for games to be more inclusive.
I know who this moron is. She made her career off of saying that for my wife doesn't know. She made her career off of saying that video games are basically misogynistic and toxic, and they need to be more inclusive towards to women. Yeah, she doesn't know how to play. Like, that's the thing, is games are primarily a male-dominated genre. Unless you're playing Sims, that's primarily for girls. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest. But or mobile games, I guess, in your case.
We're asking for games to acknowledge that we exist and that we love games.
With the rise of social
Yeah, I checked out that video.
media, there was a growing feeling that everyday people now had the power to make an actual change. Nobody really knew at the time, but this was only the beginning of something much greater. In stage 1, the seed is planted. The foundational idea is shared amongst the collective. The vibes are in the air, okay? Now it's
Wokeness. That's the seed that is planted.
up for people to grab them and make them into something real. Most movements stop here, but every so often, they move into
Stage 2, rise.
Seeing the stale atmosphere hip-hop's veterans had left behind, the new generation decided to try something different.
Hold up, Thug wanna play some new shit.
You can hear hear their music online, mainly on SoundCloud and YouTube. They just put all their focus into energy, swag, and melodies. They were seen as a joke, okay? Most people didn't take them seriously, so they didn't see it coming. But over time, these artistic choices would form into a distinctive sound and aesthetic in the underground. And soon enough, with nothing happening in the mainstream, these fresh ideas would begin rapidly gaining traction. By the time 2016 rolled around, SoundCloud artists were blowing up overnight.
I don't get it. To me, that doesn't sound good, but whatever. I don't really have much of a taste in music. Yeah, he would understand it for sure. Maurice, where are you at? That inclusiveness killed the whole gaming industry. Yes, it did. Games need to engaging enough, only then it thrives. Yeah, it has to be enjoyable. And when you become all-inclusive and there is no, like, especially when the games basically play themselves, there's nothing there for people to actually enjoy.
Water, 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 water.
All of a sudden, hip-hop is cool again, and everyone is talking about it.
I know these old hip-hop heads. Oh, like Joe Budden? I know you watching this shit like...
Put up on your bitch, she suck my dick, and then you kissed her.
That's the worst freestyle I ever heard in my life.
Memes, debates, and micro-trends are at an all-time high.
I just read about this kid who spent 15 hours saying Gucci Gang.
The new wave is coming, and everyone can feel it. It's 2016.
Wait, what? For 15 hours? That was the song. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I've missed all these trends. I've missed them. These things come and go so quickly. It is so stupid. This is like brain rot for the majority of people. You never go down these wagons. You just follow, you blaze your own trail. Don't follow the hype. Don't follow the hype. Because, yeah, it's just insane. I've never been a fan.
Most Gen Zers talk about, like, it was the last time they felt happiness. And I'm Gen Z, and they're absolutely right. That shit was just different. I'm sorry. Like, you put your Yeezys on, grab your hoverboard, go out in the street, open the Pokemon Go app. You go online and
Pokemon Go. I hated that app. It makes no sense. It made no sense. Because the only places you could ever catch Pokemon was in the big city. You would think, honestly, what would have made that great? I live out in the middle of nowhere. What I should have been able to capture out here in farmland was like a Beedrill, a Taurus, all the like country-based creatures, Beedrills, because they use a lot of seeds for the almond trees that are nearby me. So it would just make sense. It would make sense, but oh my gosh, it wasn't like that. You walk around and there's nothing out in the middle of nowhere. You have to go to a big city.
A new Vine trend.
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white man.
Damn Daniel, Mannequin Challenge, Running Man, Juju on that beat. No real worries, just Harambe, killer clowns, and the 73-9 Warriors. Like, compare that shit to now. All these new generations have is
6'7", 6'7".
What you know about the dab? Young Buck? Oh, fuck, you wish you were Unk. You wish you were Unk. Back into the real world and...
I still don't know what that 6'7" is. And I will never know. Just like the what are those things. I will never know. In the wave of Pokemon Go, many got robbed as they stepped in some back alley. Oh my gosh. I can believe it, because there were a lot of people who were just walking around like this. Not even looking around, not even seeing traffic. I think there was like an incident where someone was hit by a car just because they weren't even paying attention.
Things are heating up. As Trump gets elected president, more and more people start feeling a responsibility to stand up and finally say something. At this point in time, the outrage we saw at the start of the decade started becoming more and more frequent. As useless as that sounds, they actually made a difference. The Me Too movement exposed high-profile predators.
Yep. Until they just started taking advantage and just calling out any random person. I mean, heck, I'm pretty sure if I even spoke to a woman, they would say they would accuse me of the same thing.
It sent a lot of them to jail. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Weinstein, and
Kevin Spacey
all get packed up. It's over with. The internet finally made people answer for their shitty past.
Colin Kaepernick sitting down, he said, to take a stand against the growing number of unarmed black men killed by police and racial injustice in general.
We just got out of a long
long-term relationship with a very boring but sensible person, and now we're dating a whore.
Thousands of Americans enraged by the man voted into office by millions of other Americans.
Fake hair, she's racist, she's always lying, we don't care!
You don't have an option. You have to stand up, speak up, act up.
On Hollywood's
Calls to action. Calls to action. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
biggest night, it was activism that took center stage.
So I'm hyperventilating a little bit. If I fall over, pick me up because I've got some things to say.
Our voices joining together in a mighty chorus that is finally saying, time's up.
We put up monuments for the feminine.
And this is why Hollywood is basically going bankrupt. They were beaten by a YouTuber. Hollywood is no more. Hollywood is no more. Same thing with like news organization. It was beaten by a YouTuber. It's like those news organizations are no more. A lot of people are going to be turning to like those people who just try to do something themselves as a more reliable narrator. More of someone who just wants to create. More of someone who wants to tell the truth. Yeah, Markiplier's the GOAT. Yeah, Nick Shirley is the GOAT when it comes to reporting. Absolutely. Because he just went there to do a reliable report. And guess what? It got exploded. He's ruined a politician's career. And he's led to the downfall of Minneapolis and all this corruption being shown. It's insane. It's insane. But yeah, people... This nonsense, this woke nonsense, go woke, go broke, is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Asmongold News Channel, LOL. True. He started to get into the ring after the whole Gamergate situation. He got tired of games becoming political that he entered the political sphere. It's insane. It's insane. He joined the political sphere because of freaking Gamergate. If they would have never touched games, he would have never joined. Same thing with a lot of like reviewers. Like for me, if movies never changed, I wouldn't have ever entered because it wouldn't have meant anything to me. It's funny how this thing turned a lot of people against them. Like the whole world immediately, all of the United States turned against them. Sure, they are a loud minority, but they are loud, and a lot of people think that they're the majority, but they're not.
Tell the NRA they in God's way.
As we moved closer to the end of the decade, those who never had a voice increasingly started banding together, and seeing the positive effects their actions could now have, thought to themselves, maybe we can actually do this.
Stage 2 occurs when all those people who shared a common idea in Stage 1 start linking up, connecting, and building towards a common goal. The new wave is in full effect and ascending rapidly into
Stage 3, peak.
Stage 3 marks the peak of the movement's popularity as the average Joe comes to discover what all the fuss is about. The thing, whatever it is, then becomes increasingly commercial and accessible for mass consumption. At this point, your alcoholic uncle will bring up Thing at a family gathering.
The problem they have is that I don't give a fuck. They don't cancel me, I cancel them.
Your parents ask you about Thing. SNL makes an awkward skit on Thing, which will make you slightly uncomfortable and chuckle one time.
My man said, yeet, yeet.
What? Oh, apparently my wife knows what's that in reference to. I have no clue. I'm like, he kept saying thing. I'm like, what the heck is the thing? And they don't show it. They don't show it. This is how out of touch, thank you, donkey, I am. How out of touch I am. Guess what? I was employed. I am employed. I am not involved in this unemployed sphere. I need to get involved in this unemployed sphere. It is like, it's funny. I was working at Lowe's and my boss kept screaming Island Boys. In like the only thing I know about it is he sings my boss at the time, until I became the boss, sung off pitch. He sung off pitch, saying he's an island boy. And I'm just like, what? He's like, oh, it's TikTok. It's TikTok. It's TikTok. What? What's that even mean? I'm so out of the loop. I am so freaking out of this loop.
Hey, who the fuck watches this shit?
And even though this seemed like the natural trajectory of both movements, nothing could possibly prepare people for what was about to come.
Good evening, and thank you for joining.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The Kardashian's boyfriend is one of those guys. Yeah, like the thing is, like a lot of this stuff is born and died to hype. Like look at the whole Labubu. I apparently was online during that time and I saw it on the Labubu, the whole Labubu situation. That absolutely. I didn't know that the Stanley Cup went through something like that too. And the thing is, it's like the Labubu, the Stanley Cup, it's the same thing like the Funko Pops. But the thing is, the Funko Pops lasted for years before people realized the trend was going to die. It lasted for years, but now these things rush so quickly and burn out so fast. The Stanley Cup had a run of like 6 months. The Labubus had a run of like 4 months, when Funko Pops had a run of like almost 8 years before it crashed and burned. But it's like, it's the consumer mindset.
As we are going to begin right now with breaking news because the World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic.
COVID just hit. Everyone's inside and scared. But I'm not gonna lie, I was happy as fuck. You're telling me I don't.
Yep. I had no problem with this. Because speed dating and Tim Kardashian. What? Speed dating Tim Kardashian? What does that mean? I guess. Oh, Speed is dating Kim Kardashian. Oh, I show Speed? Seriously? I don't know.
Don't have to go to school and I can spend the entire day doom scrolling? Bro, sign me up.
It has to come from the same virus to be in the same family. Viruses come in families. Stop touching niggas with your hands.
This was the era of face masks, Zoom meetings, Among Us sessions, and TikTok videos.
And I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
And to make matters worse, nearly a decade of protests culminated in the explosion that was the murder.
I was working at this time. I was just working at this time. I show Speed is dating Kim Kardashian. Is that true? Look it up. He's saying yes, it is. Just like, what the heck? What the heck? George Floyd. And the fact that George Floyd is getting a documentary. The drug addict who OD'd while a cop was holding him down is getting a documentary. And yes, that's what happened. He was ODing. There was a reason why there were so many officers holding him down. I can't breathe. Sue me.
George Floyd. Riots and protests engulfed the entire country for several months, while the issue of social justice became unavoidable and omnipresent.
The Black Lives Matter movement has unleashed a wave of protests.
Oh, just a picture taken together? Okay, maybe not.
Against racism worldwide.
If you've exhausted every option of peaceful protest for decades and the prosecution of police still hasn't changed, what would you do?
Protest is pretty fucking amazing. They seem to be dedicated to change in a way that I can't remember anything like this in my life.
The state of pop culture at this point showed us that racial awareness was mandatory, LGBT...
Oh my gosh, George Floyd and Charlie Kirk are so big in Reels brain rot. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not involved in that sphere. Like, the thing is, someone who died, it's always tragic. But the thing is, people pick up flags and demand things and try to blow things out of proportion, which just make things a lot worse. They make things a lot worse instead of having the justice system take care of it and figure it out.
LGBTQ appreciation was necessary and that social justice was cool.
I take responsibility.
Oh, I remember this, the I take responsibility nonsense. Oh. The downfall of Hollywood was just speed run. Like, sure, actors getting on social media was a huge mistake, but during this COVID situation, oh my gosh.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility. I take responsibility for every unchecked moment.
Next, in what is possibly my second favorite story this month, Netflix and Amazon Prime came together to fight homophobia.
Quote, an unnecessary gay character.
Sorry, you've yet to realize that every gay person is very necessary.
700,000 likes.
We love gay people too!
And folks, tune into the radio to hear the #1 song in the country, Montero.
Look, Nas is gay. Oh, let me stop. Bro, what? I gotta say that. Okay, you look like you homophobic.
No, I'm not homophobic.
Girl boss main leads dominated TV.
I belong to no one.
TV and video games, and look what happened to those industries. The indie industry is what's kicking off. YouTubers are what's outbeating these people. I mean, it's insane. They destroyed themselves.
I identify as non-binary.
There's a really long history of black people not being treated fairly in this country. It has to stop.
Quinn has gender dysphoria. Her assigned gender is not what she identifies.
I will no longer allow an unchecked moment. I will no longer allow racist, hurtful words, jokes, stereotypes, no matter how big or small, to be uttered in my presence.
Moral purity became everything.
okay? How much do you care? How good of a person are you?
Yeah, the purity testing is just a giant red flag. A giant red flag. There should be no purity testing. Absolutely not.
Those were the main questions of the COVID era.
At the same time that social justice issues were reaching their zenith, hip-hop was also peaking. Coasting off the momentum of the SoundCloud wave, the entire genre had embraced the homogenous trap aesthetic. But not without reason. I mean, it worked, and it didn't stop working.
It was the sound of pop charts and pop culture. Every commercial had a trap beat in the background. Labels started mass-producing industry plans to capitalize on the goldmine that mainstream rap had become. Nav was selling 130K first week. What are we talking about? At this point, hip-hop was the biggest genre of music in the world, becoming bigger than it had ever been.
Even larger-than-life pop stars were desperate to jump on the wave.
Ariana Grande had a whole era where she just spray painted her skin brown.
I'm like, bitch, that's my cookie. That's my juice, okay?
Isn't this the really anorexic girl from Wicked? Why is she brown? Then why is she white? Wait, so she was originally brown? Yeah, I missed this part. I missed this part. I had no freaking clue. I had no freaking clue. Oh, I can literally say guys don't watch TS created for them. Yeah, of course. The crap created for them, of course. Nobody does. That's the thing. It's just like, it's insane. Nobody watches everyone likes to escape. Nobody wants to see something that's directly made for them unless you're a mentally brain-rotted person. But this is Ariana Grande? This is Ariana Grande. I thought, the funny thing is when I saw her like in like the pictures of her in like Wicked, I was like, huh, Ariana Grande, that's a very strange name for a white girl. It's a very strange name for a white girl. Yeah, I see your small photo, but it's just like, oh my gosh, completely night and day. Pun intended, I guess. He said she painted herself. Paints? Yeah, I guess. It's just, I had no clue. I had no freaking clue. That's the thing. It's just, of course. There, especially during that time, there were a lot of people that dyed their skins to be dark. Oh, she was a Disney girl? Holy crap. I am so out of this loop. I need to become unemployed. I seriously need to become unemployed because I had no clue this was the before. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're helping me get unemployed apparently because now I'm learning the lore here. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this is how the world is. Like, if I had known this stuff going in, I don't think it would be that much of a shock, but literally knowing her now photo where she's anorexic, that's nothing but skin and bone, pale as the moon, and then we get the darkness of the night sky previously. Yeah, her features are definitely changed. She's more I don't want to be rude, but she looks healthier and more appealing than she does than now. Back in the day, she was better. It's insane. Why do people do this to themselves? Holy crap.
Carry on.
Talked strictly in awe.
This is the Mac I'm here to talk about today, girl. Come on. Kiyomi, get your ass in here. Come on, girl.
This is actually real. Like, her fans call it the Black Kiana era.
In just a couple years' time, both of these movements had managed to conquer the...
Oh my gosh, she's even trying to talk with that ratchet crap. Holy crap. What the heck is wrong? Seriously, that is messed up.
world. And now, having been rewarded with great success, the founders are no longer focused on innovating. Instead, their primary goal is to maintain their status, polishing the ideas that had worked so well for them in the past.
Yep, that's the problem. That's the problem. They pushed it too far, thinking it was going to keep going up, and it didn't. It burned out. And that's the funny thing is, like, people like me who saw my movies get destroyed and games get destroyed, I literally saw it firsthand. It was just insane. Absolutely insane. Hi, how are you doing? I'm just curious about what you'd react to movie trailers too. If you do like the movie Dhurandhar, Indian movie. Yeah, I do react to trailers every now and then. I checked one out earlier today. But this is, she's black. Holy, it's just like, what is she? What is she? Black, Hispanic, white? It's just like, well, race isn't a chameleon, okay? How is she not canceled? Seriously, that kind of stuff. I mean, well, it's funny. It's funny because the people who tend to be the most racist and embody that kind of stuff, like Jimmy Kimmel, who did that blackface thing, has his career. Ariana Grande, who apparently embodied it, it has her career. This stuff makes no gosh dang sense. No gosh dang sense to me. There's no logic behind it. It's about who can portray the most or appease the most people, not about reality or truth.
Meet Drake. It's the end of 2021, and he's the biggest rapper in the world. Larger than life and in complete control of hip-hop. It hadn't always been this way, though. Once upon a time, he was just an awkward, geeky kid.
I have no clue who he is. I probably heard his songs, but the only thing I know about him is he had an interview with that podcasting plant. This is Drake. Yeah, I've probably heard his songs, but I wouldn't be able to pick it out. I wouldn't be able to tell you a song.
Stuck out like a sore thumb amongst his rapper peers.
I just want to make music that people enjoy, you know?
While on radio, young Drake might have been a rising star and hitmaker, amongst the hip-hop community, he was a laughing stock.
She was in Disney? Oh my gosh, she was white. Turned black. How, okay, so she was white as a child star. She turned black. She turned herself Asian. She turned herself Mexican. Then she turned herself white again. Ariana Grande is not black. She is from an Italian descent and born in Florida, which makes her Italian American. And she's just American. She's just an American that apparently color changes like a chameleon to match whatever demographic is appealing or in need at that point in time. It's ridiculous. Absolutely nonsense. That's just nonsense. How does she have a career? How does she have a career?
You think about Drake? I don't like his voice. I don't like how he talks about it. I don't like face. I don't like when he walks like nothing. I don't like his haircut.
An emotional pussy who talked about women and feelings too much.
He's so emotional, man. When did rap become that? He'll just make a song that's just like, oh, I'm crying.
From that point on, Drake did everything in his power to dominate the rap game, secretly hoping he could change the mind of all those bullies who didn't let him in at the start of the decade. It took a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of great music. Fast forward to 2021, and Drake had gotten exactly what he was asking for. His vulnerable and emotional approach had completely changed the foundation of the rap game, and was finally accepted as normal. Drake was now not only the undisputed king of the biggest music genre in the world, but also well respected in almost every corner of its culture, even managing to convince some of his street credibility. Aubrey didn't want to change things anymore. Aubrey wanted things to stay the same. Nothing lasts forever. People always seem to forget that. Where there once was a purpose, now isn't anymore. People get cocky, arrogant, and start abusing their power just because they can.
Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something? That's what I thought. No, that's what I thought.
In a figurative sense, this is the point where the victim becomes the bully, perpetuating the cycle of abuse that was responsible for the start of the movement in the first place.
I have to come to the conclusion that inherently, I Show Speed is just a piece of shit. I don't see any way someone like this can turn around and redeem themselves and be able to make up for all the disgusting shit.
What? Isn't I Show Speed like the most popular streamer for like non-political stuff? Like absolutely, he's like top of the charts. I think so. Yeah, now he is. That's the thing. It's like everyone just targets people. Like that's the thing. People should be allowed to make jokes, edgy jokes when they're kids. There's nothing wrong with it. I Show Speed, 17 years old. There's nothing wrong with that.
That they've done and said and influenced for people.
As a guy with a platform, I can't imagine posting anything like that.
Bankrupt them. Put them out of business. Deplatform them. Like
the cancel culture, they're targeting the elites. That's the thing. It's just like you should be uplifting people. You should be happy for people. You shouldn't be like wishing the downfall of someone who's your competitor. No, you should be excited for them, because seeing them succeed means, heck, you have a shot too. But the problem is, a lot of people can't think that way. They have to think in the cancel. If they can cancel them, guess what? There's more people to watch me. That kind of nonsense. It's ridiculous.
Actually take them out financially.
They feel untouchable and unbeatable, convinced that their run will last forever.
I want nothing to do with you, and I won't think twice about it, because you're not worth keeping around.
This exact moment marks the beginning of the end.
And now, we take a short break from our program to learn the art of performative progressivism. Brought to you by Mint Mobile.
Welcome to today's video clip. How to be a performative good guy. You want status, you want reputation, and you want status. Okay, so for this strat, you're gonna need 3 things, okay?
The performative male. I think it's like having the what is it? The mullet. You have the very penciled on mustache. There's a lot of nonsense that goes into it, and then occasionally glasses.
Twitter account, one of these glasses, and these are very important, okay? Specifically these.
Oval glasses.
This shape. It has to be this shape. It has to be this shape. These glasses say you're harmless, you care about women, and you care about social activism.
I'm harmless and I care about women. I care about social activism. Can you believe that? My wife just like... We should have watched this one together. It would have been perfect. Yeah, because it's just like, oh, that you have to wear the glasses. And I bet the majority of these people don't even need them. They're just, again, performative.
The very important step for this, okay? These glasses tell people you're an intellectual. All that's left now is the 3rd step, which is getting an internet connection. Now you're gonna wanna get yourself a Mint Mobile plan because they sponsored this video. Now remember, we're only gonna do this while it's cool and trendy. So even though you save money on the longer plans, all we really need is the 3-month one. You're the star here, okay? This is all about you.
The performative male. This is the embodiment of the performative male right here. Again, yeah. Again, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have this kind of hairstyle, with wanting to have this kind of corn mustache. There's nothing wrong, okay? But just know if you got it, you're considered a performative male to everyone out there. The women know it. The men know it. Everyone you're trying to court knows it. Even if you are not, they know it. You've embodied it.
Mint Mobile runs on the largest 5G network in the country, so no matter where you go,
I like how he's doing his
voices
ad.
can
It's
sleep well
so
knowing that
funny.
you will be there to protect them. Don't worry, okay? Mint Mobile makes switching super easy. You can do it all in a couple of minutes. Keep your contacts, your phone number, everything. Click the link below and get yourself one of their premium wireless plans that starts at only $15 a month, okay? And for a limited time, all unlimited data options are 50% off.
Mint Mobile is not available in India, I'm assuming. So it's not going to work for anybody. Just
Get it while you
assuming.
can.
Stage 4. Decline.
This is where we are, canceling food. Last week they canceled Uncle Ben's rice. No beans, no rice. Trump doesn't even need to build a wall.
We're now beginning week 2 of the left's all-out attack on Joe Rogan.
The liberal mom's lashing out at Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, calling her racist after she posted photos from her mom's 60th birthday party.
As we started getting deeper into the 20s, the dominance of wokeness in the mainstream and the aggressive tactics it used in eliminating its detractors sparked massive outrage on the other side of the political aisle. There was a growing rage from those.
It became like so it worked for one group dynamic of people. So the other dynamic of people decided to use the same exact kind of tactics in order to bully. And so it basically balanced it out. That's the problem. It's like when you do one sort of a tactic and the other side starts doing the exact same tactic, it's going to end up countering everything you did or just blow everything, make it even worse.
Who felt left out and ironically oppressed in popular culture. Zuckerberg became a red pill frat bro at 40 years old. Elon Musk buying X and making it a safe haven for the ostracized and the canceled.
Like wokeness basically wants to make comedy illegal, which is not cool.
Podcasts become the home of anti-wokeness, with most comedians pulling in millions of views while professing their hate for the social justice movement. Along with them, their audience started rapidly moving in the opposite direction. They too would be canceled.
Oh, the freaking insane people. I know that's Sneeko and that's Andrew Tate, absolute psychopaths.
Deplatformed, but the sentiment still didn't go away. Woke culture now had an enemy, which was climbing rapidly up the ranks.
Things slowly start to get ugly as Stage 4 unravels.
I really think this is Drake's lowest point yet in terms of level of effort. He really put almost...
Hey, that's Dan, I think. I think. I follow someone who basically gets into the whole Hassan Piker lore, and this guy's basically a stand of like Destiny or whatever.
There's nothing into this
People get fat, washed up, and lazy, completely losing their ability to stick together, innovate, or adapt to any new obstacles. At this point, the movement becomes so normalized in the mainstream that it loses its ability to challenge. The once fresh and lively cultural movement is reduced to a cheap trend, an emblem to be worn, rather than a piece of resistance that demands reflection.
And TikTok has really benefited that because it's the short kind of clickbait type of thing. Music has fallen down that rabbit hole. Everything is trying to get that clickbait thing. Like apparently a dancing banana kitten is more popular now, which is AI, and more catchy as a song than most things people create. And I only know that because I saw a reel of it or something, right? Yeah, it was like we're at that.
In action. The social justice movement went from rallying people towards a common goal to pointless exercises of power over celebrities and athletes who didn't pass the moral purity test. The moral standards would only go higher and higher as time went by, until even the people inside the movement couldn't live up to them anymore. At that point, the focus...
Yep, they get kicked out. They get kicked out because it becomes too extreme, or something that's found out about them and they can no longer be included in that extremist mindset. That's why it's best to just know that there are two sides. Sure, you might have feelings one way or another, but you're a human being and there's no way you're going to be everything somebody else is.
...is turned inward, and the progressive sphere started devouring itself from the inside out.
I've only got the Joe Biden Piatas on deck.
People moved past COVID like it never happened and went right back outside. Y2K aesthetic dominates everything. Baggy pants are back in style. It's a new day where virality is more important than ever. Streamers have become the new celebrities. Diego's DEFCON 3.
You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that.
Barbenheimer. Hip-hop is rapidly falling off both in quality and popularity. Nobody knows what to do. How do you stop stage 4 from happening? Well, the answer is simple. You don't. There's really only one thing you can do at this point. Speed up the inevitable.
Pivot! Pivot!
For most rap fans, Kendrick Lamar was always everything Drake couldn't be. He was hailed as hip-hop's golden child right at the start of his mainstream run, quickly becoming the critic and fan favorite.
This is good hip-hop. This is positive hip-hop. This is the kind of hip-hop that we need, that's commenting on social issues.
It was the one section of the audience Drake could never win over, despite trying his hardest. See, unlike Aubrey, Kendrick's mainstream...
See, the thing is, like, I know nothing really about Kendrick Lamar. The rap scene, music really in general is not something I know. But it's funny. Kendrick Lamar is like something like my friend always absolutely loved. Every time there was a new drop or something, he was always on it. Always on it. Like a fat man going after a piece of chocolate. He was always on it. But yeah, not funny. Not funny. Oh, well, whatever. It's just like, it absolutely... He knew like this was the one he absolutely enjoyed. And I think Kendrick Lamar has actually started taking mainstay now, right? Maybe AI Slop's going to take over making movies out of dead people and alive but old people as they want. Yeah, that's what's going to take the place, because I think China's going to create an AI which is open source to the public. Of course, China's going to have its own censored AI for China, but the rest of the world is going to have an open source AI for the rest of the world that is going to literally be above everything else. Going to literally outbeat everything else.
Strength wasn't getting on the radio. It was creating meticulous masterpieces, timeless bodies of work which set him apart from the rest of the rap game. He was the one people counted on to lead hip-hop into a brighter tomorrow. Even as the SoundCloud wave hit and melodic trap took over, he adapted, wrestling with Drake for the throne of hip-hop well into the 2010s.
C-Dance, AI, yeah.
But then he disappeared, and that allowed Drake to take the reins and lead the way as hip-hop's #1. Fast forward to 2023, and Drake is scoring his 14th #1 album, while the genre is in a free fall, deteriorating into a dark pit of pathetic gimmicks and desperate trend chasers. Fans were increasingly unhappy, but the mainstream was still eating it up. Truthfully, this corrosive climate suited Drake. As the biggest rapper in the world and a notorious trend chaser himself, he stood only to gain from the lack of quality and depth the average listener had become accustomed to. Things couldn't go on this way. Something had to be done, and the Golden Child knew exactly what that was.
The king is back! Oh, shit! He's rapping!
Motherfucker, Big 3. Nigga, it's just Big Me.
Seriously, Kendrick?
Wow.
It's a lot of goofies for the check.
Kendrick's the best. Kendrick's the best rapper. Kendrick is I've always said Kendrick's my favorite.
Putting y'all hate footage, you must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it.
I'm literally uploading Drake's diss right now. How do you have a response up before this even uploaded?
Kendrick, relax!
Hey, he going crazy.
Kendrick, chill!
Now we gotta raise our daughters known as predators like him lurking. Wait, I can't take this. This is too much.
A rebellion, an uprising, led to one of the biggest cultural events of the 2020s. A rap battle in which Kendrick Lamar destroyed Drake, slaying the flag bearer of late-stage commercial trap, and finally saying what the culture was feeling out loud. Enough with the hollow, lazy, and unoriginal.
There has to be, like, rap is based off, like, heart and soul. It's like the evolution of the slave music, I guess you got to say, because rock was the evolution which was taken from it, but it was stolen by, like, Elvis Presley, who took it and went a different way with it. But, like, rap, it has to have heart and soul. It has to have meaning. There has to be intention. Yes, it ended up going the route of talking about sleeping with women and drugs and stuff like that, but it's truly, like, the heart and soul, like the blues. It's the evolution of the blues. That's primarily the correct term. It's just blues was the music sung in the slave camps. It created for and done by the slave groups primarily. It has immense heart, immense soul, and like rap is like the further evolution, talking about real world problems, real world situations. That's what it was. You go other places for escaping stuff. Rap was the one that really brought you home and really made you feel the earth, basically. Like, it was supposed to be the most concrete kind of feeling of the ground, and it disappeared from that.
We need music that's creative, deep, and inspired. Everybody had their fun, but now the party is over, and it's time for something real.
If you say you're voting for Trump, suddenly you're a Nazi, you're Hitler, you're garbage. Enough. Enough.
They just want no Trump, no matter what, and they're willing to gaslight themselves.
Hey, so remember all those anti-woke guys from earlier in the video? Yeah, they didn't go away. As a matter of fact, they only multiplied and grew stronger as the public sentiment shifted further and further away from social progressivism. It wasn't just a fleeting feeling. It was a burning hatred towards the status quo that required drastic change. A fire had been started, and no one was putting it out.
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any.
47th President of the United States. The former president's
I'm going to admit I'm a little surprised that they won so much.
It was fine.
These people are back.
Finally official. We were now in
Stage 5. Death.
And that's it. Here we are. It was just announced that for the first time in 35 years, hip-hop spent an entire week without a single song in the top 40 of the charts. The biggest rap releases of the year have all flopped diabolically, and even the average Joes are bored at this point.
Rap is cool and all, but it's getting outplayed, bro. They talk about hoes, money. It's the same topics, like every single time.
Exactly. It used to be about like real issues, real problems. It made you feel how they felt in the moment, just like blues used to. And it was taken away. It was removed. It's heart and soul. It was just about drugs, just about alcohol, just about women. And it's just like, it has no meaning. It has no meaning.
Bodies last night. I'm all in the
I'm almost done.
Okay, I hope you get caught soon, my brother.
We know that your body's see. We know that you have good poom poom. We know that you
stop playing rap for the most part. And honestly, I've come to realize it's probably the worst genre there is. Like
Stage 5 is where the movement becomes culturally irrelevant and a complete non-factor in the mainstream. Those from the movement may still try to recapture an old flame, moment that got lost in time, but the people have already moved on. The old moves don't work anymore. The shots aren't falling, and the crowd is as quiet as a church mouse. The power has been completely stripped from its previous holders and put into the hands of people who were made to feel silenced, mocked, and left out before. The culture is theirs to shape now.
The liberal mom's lashing out at Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney, calling her racist after she posted photos from her mom's 60th birthday party.
My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
White people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Do you not understand humor? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your genetic superiority. I am proud of mine. I am a white elitist. Of course I'm proud of mine. How dare you? Shush, don't tell the world. You don't have a mic. You can't say nothing. But yeah, it's just like, it's a joke. It's obviously a joke. The fact that people take jokes and take them so seriously says more about them than it does about the people who enjoy the humor. It's a joke. Just enjoy the joke.
Specifically,
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will care.
Ms. Tan, genetics.
I just got my color analysis back.
There is a cultural shift happening in the US. We're seeing a move away, even in these commercials that are so typically woke.
The zeitgeist showed it wasn't cool to be progressive or liberal.
When you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people.
He's so racist. Yeah, he is so freaking racist. Honestly, I would love to just watch a few of Nick Fuentes' things on the podcast with Maurice. I think that's what we need to do. That should be our content there because his content is so deranged. It's like, it's almost comedy. He's got to be a character. He can't be real. He can't be real. Oh.
Equate that with danger.
Another human I would just deport immediately.
We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood.
Platforms no longer care about political correctness. Corporations no longer celebrate Pride Month.
Google, no change. IBM, no change. Microsoft, no change.
Or any month.
Of course, Asmongold is referenced here. He's a huge part of this whole thing. And what the sad part is, I haven't seen Hassan yet. Hassan needs a mention. He needs a mention. Come on.
For that matters. Like they never cared about anything. Wow. Interesting.
Even Starbucks roached out on the gays?
Country is taken over as the most popular genre of music.
You have been the light of the day. You are such a gift.
You are such light.
Look around you. Everything is a byproduct of what came before.
The fact that they need to tell us this is Ariana Grande. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is just insane. Oh. I'm still surprised. I had no clue. I need to get unemployed. I'm just going to say it. Help me get unemployed, everybody. Help me get unemployed. I need to learn about this nonsense. I absolutely need to learn about this nonsense way in advance and not get, flashbanged in a freaking video.
Everything is a byproduct of what came before it. The overbearing need for social responsibility and pure morals of years past has now been replaced by a culture ready to eat up whatever seems authentic, no matter how shitty at its core. When something feels too clean, people crave mess. When everything's ironic, sincerity starts to look rebellious. Every era gives us ideas and moments that change the world as we know it. Then, we move on. The social justice movement didn't vanish, it dissolved. It was absorbed into the culture. The language changed, the expectations changed, and the boundaries moved. And once that happens, it stops feeling like a movement at all and just becomes the new normal. The past decade of hip-hop has been liberating. The genre doesn't take itself nearly as seriously anymore. The gender norms have been broken, and artists are free to bend their voices, their images, and their identities however they want. The demand for change has been met. The movement has served its purpose. Death is inevitable. Death is healthy. Nothing, no sound, no movement, no era can or should stay mainstream forever. Now that the people have made their money and the vultures have moved on, it's time for a reset. It's time to go back under.
It ain't worth it. Are you sure? Are you sure? I think being permanently unemployed and learning all this nonsense, it's a good thing to know. Well, actually, no. I mean, I was just completely shocked. I was like, my wife was showing me like images of when she was like a Disney star, and then what she did after. I mean, she was just a chameleon, changing her ethnicity on a dime.
Ground and come up.
You know what? Give it 5 to 10 years. When India becomes a first world power, she's gonna turn herself Indian. Let's wait. Put a pin in it. Let's see. Let's see.
Something new. The Kendrick Drake beef wasn't just a rap moment. It was a reminder. Culture changes when someone chooses to change it. When people stand up and decide the old rules don't apply anymore. Every era ends the same way, with a spark, a fracture, a moment no one saw coming. And maybe, just maybe, we're closer to that moment than we think.
Nice. The great culture shift. Oh my gosh. Yeah, having peace of mind is a good thing. It's a rabbit hole. Yeah, it is a rabbit hole. Like a lot of this stuff is absolutely nonsensical, serves no purpose. Yeah, there's no point in getting bogged down and focusing on it and all that nonsense. But it's still nice to be aware of it in time, especially when I'm trying to get into the sphere of it all. Because I love film. Like film is my go-to. Games are like my second. But I haven't really been able to do much of that recently just because I've just been too busy with stuff. But oh my gosh, that was just so shocking to me. So shocking to me. But they do say ignorance is bliss. So maybe not knowing is more blissful. More blissful in the long run. Because honestly, I didn't start getting more angry with what's going on in the world until I started getting involved in this. But the thing is, as I got more involved, I was like, I need to have a voice because there are too many people that are just speaking nonsense. You have to have some kind of rational thought. You have to. There has to be some kind of rational thought, some kind of rational grounding, but there isn't always the case. That isn't always the case.
You guys got a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.